Hi guys, as I said, usually I don't vlog like now, but hello Papa. Subscribe, like this video, and if you haven't, I love you all anyways. So, there was this thing that happened at school today. I don't think I can explain some of it. And my screen's going crazy because of this, because my phone was in school today. I think everyone's phone is going crazy these days. Like, okay, so at school, we were just having fun and stuff. We were in a classroom for an hour, and we were working and stuff, and we watched a little bit of a movie. The lights completely shut off. See, like, my phone keeps on going off and on every second. And, like, I don't know what to do. So, like, yeah. I'm wearing a dress. So, yeah. And I want you guys to subscribe. I need my subscribers. My cousin Tavon keeps on, like, getting me mad. He's like, I have more subscribers than you. And this is a boys. Kind of, I have subscribers. And literally, I've been having trouble at school. So if you guys live in Dunstate Housing, please find my dad. His name is Junior Patra. And I need you guys to find him for me so I can get that phone sold.
What she got there?
Sold. Here you go.
Is it the phone for here?
Yeah. And yeah. Shut up. Golden! She's getting annoying, so I'm gonna. As I was saying, guys, I had to pause it really quick because it was being annoying, and I woke up with this, and I have no clue what's going on in my life. It's literally, like, I have no entire clue. Like, my screen is literally going every time I'm trying to move the thing, and it's just, like, not moving. I have no clue what to do, and I feel like I'm gonna get haunted instead of anyone else in the classroom. So, yeah, as I was saying about school, we were having class. Kelson needed to go out for the bathroom, and teacher said he could go out, but he was like, I'm too scared, it's too dark, and then so he went. As soon as he opened the door, literally, it was dark out there. This is my story right now, so just telling you guys. So, yeah, and now we're gonna go on. I'm only gonna watch a little bit anyways because I can't watch very much. So.
I'm gonna get you, Emma.
Hopefully it's on here. Hopefully it's not. Okay, here it is.
Why are you mad at
I'm gonna
me?
go upstairs.
Sharks are ancient
I'm gonna go upstairs.
predators that have lived on this
It's too
planet longer
loud.
than we have. With millions of years of evolution behind them, they are experts at tracking down, stalking, and hunting their prey. So it's perhaps no surprise that sometimes they can appear to come out of absolutely nowhere. In this video, we'll be showing you the 5 angriest sharks that have been caught on camera and seemingly appearing out of nowhere in events that would surely have scared even the most composed of people. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing
Hit that
content.
subscribe
With that being
button
said,
and like this
let's
video.
begin. Number 5. Great White Shark. Great white sharks are one of the most feared animals on the planet. In truth, they aren't anywhere near as vicious as most people think, with their reputation having been exaggerated by movies like Jaws, but that doesn't mean they don't occasionally get involved in a ruthless encounter where they appear to come out of nowhere. Take this video that was shot in South Africa, for example. There are a number of places where you can go on shark watching tours with the chance to stand in a cage and come face to face with a great white. Chum, a mixture of live bait and dead fish, is thrown into the water to attract the beasts, and the smell of blood and food can whip them into a frenzy. This brings them to the surface and makes for a thrilling experience when you're within the cage. Luckily, they aren't usually able to break through the steel of a cage, but the poor fish don't stand a chance. Here, the video starts with chum that's been thrown out, and you can see the small fish swimming about and nibbling at the food that's been thrown in with them. Suddenly, without warning, the fish start to disperse and the camera zooms out. A shadow can be seen in the murky depths, and the shark leaps out of the water, devouring all that it can catch in its gaping wide mouth. It lands back in the water, and you can see it land close to the boat, giving the cage that's mounted to the side a whip with its tail before submerging once again. The great white is simply huge and dwarfs the people inside the cage. It's a good thing they were behind the protection of the bars, otherwise it's unlikely they would have been left alone quite so easily. Of course, this is exactly what was meant to happen, and thousands of people visit great white hotspots every year for a chance to experience this for themselves. Part of the great allure is their ability at suddenly appearing out of nowhere, and it's certain to get the heart racing. Number 4. Reef shark. Parker Simpson is an experienced diver, and at the end of 2016, he was spearfishing in the warm waters of Middle Sambo Reef in the Florida Keys when he was victim to one of the handful of shark attacks towards humans that happens each year. He was filming himself trying to catch a fish when, out of nowhere, a giant reef shark appears. It first goes towards his friend, Justin, but changes its mind and goes after Parker. First, it bites on his left fin, then his right fin, and then thrusts forward and takes a chunk out of his leg. The shark, 8 feet long and more than capable of taking on a human, shows no fear as it grabs at him, and it was only because Parker's quick-reacting friend was nearby that the diver managed to escape. He managed to force a spear gun into the mouth of the shark and scared it off. It swam back down to the depths with the gun still in its mouth. By that point, though, the damage had already been done. They think the shark was initially tempted by the black grouper that he was holding at the time, but sensed a more tempting meal and went for him instead. Parker was left floating in the water with severe damage to his leg and skin flailing in the current. The shark's teeth had torn through his skin, fatty tissue, muscle, and his tibial artery, and he lost more than 1 liter of blood as a result. He was rushed to a local medical center where the bleeding was stopped, and he went into surgery to save his leg. After 3 hours on the operating table, he needed a total of 56 stitches to seal the wound shut. The medical expenses were beyond anything he could cover, so Parker has since set up a crowdfunding campaign to try to help cover the costs. It's incredibly rare for a shark to attack a human, and even more rare for someone to die from an attack. It usually only ever happens in a case of mistaken identity, because people wearing wetsuits can look very similar to seals, for example, and it seems likely something similar happened on this occasion. Number 3. Nurse sharks. When you're in the water, it can be tough to be fully aware of your surroundings. If you're in an area with sharks, this means they're able to sneak up on you without having any idea what's about to happen. This aerial video that was taken of a woman on a beach clearly shows how easy it is for this to happen. At the start, you can
No.
see that massive shoal of juvenile nurse sharks that have